Let's talk about the quiet way the system protects itself. You might think organizations are built to thrive on talent, on new ideas, on brilliant outliers who can see further and move faster. But the ancient strategist Han Feizi understood something different. He saw the fundamental tension between the individual who is too capable and the system that must remain stable. That tension is automated now, baked into the very structure of modern corporations, governments, any large institution you can name. Today, we're pulling back the curtain on the first and most fundamental layer of the system's self-preservation protocol, the one most people feel every day, but almost never learn how to name. It's the most instinctive and perhaps the most intellectually honest of all its defenses. We're asking a question that seems counterintuitive at first. Why does any stable system, from a Fortune 500 company to a sprawling government agency, have a natural, almost allergic reaction to its most exceptional people? The simple, unsettling answer isn't about jealousy or short-sightedness. It's about structural necessity. The system isn't designed for peaks of genius. It's engineered for valleys of predictable, manageable output. All right, stop. Let's make this real. Think about the last time you saw someone at work who was genuinely, undeniably brilliant in a way that didn't quite fit the mold. The person whose ideas cut a little too close to the bone, whose questions exposed a little too much of the underlying chaos, whose success arrived not through the approved channels, but by rewriting the channels themselves. What was the long-term arc of their story? What did you observe? A, they were promoted rapidly, their unique talent leveraged to uplift and transform the entire team or division. B, they were celebrated as a unique asset, but then gently, firmly steered towards special projects, important, but structurally isolated from the core engine. C, they hit an invisible, frictionless wall. Their influence was subtly capped. Their radical ideas were integrated into watered-down initiatives. They were, in a quiet but definitive word, contained. What's your observation? Type a letter below. We'll come back to why C isn't a failure of management, but a feature of the system's immune response. And more importantly, why recognizing this pattern too late permanently limits the set of options you're allowed to see. It's the organism identifying a component that works too well on its own terms and therefore poses a threat to the whole. Now, let's dissect this immune response. It doesn't arrive with a bang, but with a series of quiet, logical adjustments. Stage 1. The system is a prediction machine. You are an unpredictable variable. Think of a global shipping conglomerate. Its entire profit model, its shareholder promises, its very existence depends on predictability. Predictable routes, predictable fuel costs, predictable port delays, predictable quarterly earnings. Now, imagine a lead systems architect in their Rotterdam office. He designs a radical new logistics AI. It's not an incremental improvement, it's a paradigm shift. It could cut costs by 40% and improve delivery reliability exponentially. But it requires dismantling legacy systems, retraining entire departments, and trusting a complex neural network that not even the board can fully understand. To his direct team, he's a visionary. To the system's core operating logic, the logic of quarterly reports, risk-averse middle management, and standardized procedures, he is a terrifying anomaly. His brilliant solution doesn't just add value, it detonates the existing prediction models. The old spreadsheets are rendered obsolete. The 5-year plans look childish. The comfortable managed risks are replaced by a giant, exhilarating, and utterly unquantifiable uncertainty. And for a system whose prime directive is stable, continuous, predictable operation, uncertainty is not an opportunity, it's a virus. It must be contained. So his project might get funding, but it will be placed in a digital innovation lab. It will be buried under layers of oversight committees. It will be subjected to endless proof of concept stages and alignment reviews. The goal is not to launch it, but to study it, to slowly, safely drain it of its disruptive potential until it can be absorbed as a harmless feature rather than a new rule. If you've ever had a breakthrough idea met not with excitement, but with a sudden suffocating blanket of compliance protocols, stakeholder alignment meetings, and phased integration plans, type predict in the comments, because this is the first signal you're already inside a pricing mechanism, whether you know how it works or not. Stage 2. Exceptional talent is a management cost. The system optimizes for low cost. Here's the cold managerial math they don't teach in business school. And once you see the ledger the system is actually using, you'll understand why talent alone never buys leverage. A large system is mechanically optimized for the mean. Its training programs, its HR policies, its promotion tracks, its performance metrics, all are perfectly calibrated for the reliable, competent 80th percentile employee. This is the sweet spot of efficiency. And then enters the 99th percentile outlier. They break the curve. They don't just meet expectations, they redefine what's possible. And in doing so, they break the machinery built to measure the average. Suddenly, the system has to invent custom solutions just for them. Special reporting lines that bypass standard hierarchy, unique compensation packages that distort internal equity, exceptions to standard operating procedures that everyone else must follow. They cannot be easily replaced, which creates a dangerous single point of failure risk in the org chart. They ask profound why questions that force expensive, time-consuming existential conversations the leadership would rather not have. In the ledger, they cease to be just a high performer. They become a management cost center. Their talent has a price, and that price is paid in the currency of managerial attention, procedural exception, and systemic fragility. The system's response is not to pay this cost indefinitely, but to reduce it. It will attempt to make the exceptional normalizable. It will try to codify their unique genius into a repeatable process, a best practice template, a training module. In this effort to replicate the output, it inevitably files off the unique edges that generated the output in the first place. The goal shifts from unleashing this person's potential to reducing the burden and risk of managing it.